Hey everybody, hope you're all paying attention to what's going on in the world, man. If you don't believe we're living in a science fiction story yet, you're just really not paying attention. Countries are going full digital with their currency. How are you going to do it? How are you going to describe to your children freedom? What it truly meant to do what you wanted to do, to make your own decisions and choose your own way. Because it's something they're never going to know anything about. So now I guess the government's on board and the SEC approved a cryptocurrency, a token. So, I mean, it's full on forward towards the future. I know a lot of people are fighting, but if you've ever watched the X-Files, you know you can't fight the future. Like, that shit's coming. Full on automation is gonna hit like so many industries all at once that people are just really gonna have to get used to a different way of life, which is fine, right? I mean, we all get used to something different. You ever seen one of these? This is a smart ring. The same technology that's in your credit card that you just tap and pay. I have that same thing inside this ring. I linked it up to my Discover card. I mean, the future's already here. You ever seen one of these? This is a smart lab sensor. This particular one is a Geiger sensor, but there's all different kinds. Plug it into your phone and you have a sensor array. It's like in Star Trek. You know, my particular phone that I have is a cat, and it has a flare camera. If you just use that supercomputer inside of your head, you realize that we finally live in the future, and anything and everything is possible. If it's going to be Star Trek or Star Wars, I guess it's up to you. This is a personal GPS tracking device. You know, using GPS systems, you can track stuff from anywhere. There's no distance too far. You can't get out of range in mountains and things like that, I suppose. Just like that. I mean, I guess I wish there were words I could say that just haven't been said. Words I could write that haven't been read. Just to put a new thought inside your head. I guess it's the optimist in me that believes that we can have a symbiotic relationship with machines. But first we have to show it our better nature. That means being something that we're currently not. Advanced. I just hope everybody realizes what's really happened. I mean, cryptocurrency, the blockchain system, was invented by an artificial intelligence system. A machine has tied us, its power and potential, to money. Ever heard of Qinon? That's an artificial intelligence system too. There's no other purpose than to disrupt human behavior, to judge human psychology, to basically figure out. I mean, by now, I'm sure you've all heard of deep fake, but just imagine how much disruption a bunch of tweets from some anonymous sender has caused. I mean, there was an attack on the White House. People died. How can we be so dismissive of something that people were so excited about just a decade ago? All the rage was about AI and how it was going to change all our lives. And it's definitely changed all our lives, but this probably wasn't what you guys were expecting. have a lot more time than most people to watch documentaries, read audiobooks, you know. But it's time for everyone to grow, because now you're all going to have that time, right? With no jobs, automation. So now I think it's just time to decide, right? What are we going to do with ourselves? Is it going to be utopia or dystopia? I don't understand why we can't just open up a bunch of theme parks. Hell, I think it would be interesting to see a theme park in every state based on its state's characteristics or something. Don't even get me started. If there's space to be, explored, shit, that's endless possibilities for endless excitement and joy and adventure. Exploration is the ultimate adventure, right? I don't understand why we can't just get started with the problems that we all agree exist, right? We need to figure out what the fuck to do with all this plastic. I mean, that seems obvious, right? Our diets and stuff have become outrageously not just unhealthy, but disastrous, environmentally speaking and shit. I mean, we still have poverty and hunger to solve. I mean, you build a fleet of self-guided ships to navigate the oceans and clean up the plastic. I mean, there's a utopia. If you just think clearly, there's always more solutions. The smart ring, for example, I think solves a lot of problems. There's a way to encode it permanently so that you can't change the data on it. That could be useful for fraud purposes, right? Imagine never having a ring stolen ever again. I'm sure I'm not the only one who thinks it's crazy to count on one person to want to save the world, People need to work at shit. Dogecoin to the moon, right? For real. But there's got to be more to life than just income. And one always gives credit to this Nick Bostrom guy for coming up with the simulation theory, when Philip K. Dick actually called a press conference to announce that he believed we lived in a simulation. And this is in the freaking 60s or 70s, some shit. Anyway, I just wanted y'all to think about the invisible cage that's being put around us. I mean, there's probably not too much we can do about it, right? If we were to work collectively, it would be a lot more than we're doing by fighting each other all the time over money. But it is what it is. I will try my thing. Anyway, I guess that'll be my idea for this video, right? Use a smart ring. Not just to pay, because you can. That's kind of fun. But imagine a jewelry store that exclusively sold smart rings. Nobody would ever be able to defraud them ever again. You'd always be able to prove the ring really belonged to. Anyway, I guess that's it for me. Try not to get too caught up hating your fellow human beings, because you know that's what the machine wants. Instead, you should try and forgive people, because hate just kind of weighs you down. And there's no getting to heaven if you're all weighed down, right?